Back, of course, is the Daybreak Africa committee from KAFTAN Television, and I still remain Micheal Obagiri. Today we have a topical discussion before us. We'll be talking about the Dangote's Refinery Maiden production, also the hike in price of commodities ahead of the festive period, that is Christmas. And to do justice to today's wonderful topic before us is our own economist in the studio, the person of Felix Ijeh. A very good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Good morning. And good morning, Nigerians.
Of course.
Anyways, I think it's quite exciting to know that Nigeria is making a move when it comes to the refinery area. Now we see Dangote Refinery, having their maiden production of the crude oil. So, what's your own perspective about the whole production?
This is what we've been waiting for, and every Nigerian will want to actually find out what value is going to add. Is a big thing for us in Nigeria that a refinery of that capacity expected to produce close to 650 barrels per day will be in Nigeria, and at the same time it will augment the little that was coming out before. It will change economic narrative around the petroleum sector. I think it's a big deal for us.
All right. You said it's a big deal, and such magnitude of a refinery is going to be produced at least, as is expected, 650,000 barrels per day. Yeah. Now, looking at it, most people believe that since it's coming out from Nigeria, it's going to be a good one. Especially, most people are speculating that for the price of the pump price of fuel is going to be adjusted. But the reviews that we got say something otherwise, like it's not going to touch the price. Of course, it's going to reduce scarcity and every other thing. It's going to change the narrative of the petroleum sector, but the price. And I want to also believe what is coming out of our country is supposed to also affect the price. So why is that not so?
Okay, first of all, you should know that petroleum price, the crude price, is determined by OPEC. That is one. Then again, Dangote is also going to buy crude. It's going to buy crude from Nigeria, not at a subsidized rate. So that's another one. The thing is, Dangote himself is a businessman. He's not there to subsidize Nigeria. So he has borrowed a lot of money to set up the refinery. Nigeria has only 20% stake. Very soon it's expected that he will go back to the stock market to raise extra funds. He himself has invested over 50% of equity in that investment. So nobody is expecting that the price will just come down immediately. I think what we're expecting is that once production starts, the issue of scarcity that would have resulted to a hike in price as a result of scarcity may not come up there again. Then again, his presence mopping up crude from Nigeria means that we will refine in Nigeria. The cost of importing refined products, the volume of dollars that we use in importing will reduce. To a large extent, that will have positive impact on the economy. Again, even the production from Dangote, it's expected that the part is going to sell out because his productive capacity may be higher than what will be needed within the economy. It's expected, especially when they are producing at full capacity. At the initial stage, he is to start with about 350 barrels per day. He's not starting at full capacity. Okay. So nobody's expecting that. Even if all his productions this period will be domiciled in Nigeria without export at all, it will not still be enough. So we don't expect prices to come down for now. I think over time, the ripple effects, the trickle-down effects of the presence of a petrochemical industry that is big enough to push back into the economy, we start adding value not only on prices, it will add value on the industries, the petrochemicals that will come up, the plastics, the microplastics, and a lot of effects on the economy. I think to me, the major boost we're expecting is that it's going to add value to reducing pressure on unemployment in Nigeria. Okay. Because both direct and indirect.
Coming down to the supply, you know, they came out to promise at about 6 supplies. That's before December or before the end of December. So do you see that possible? Since that this is more like their maiden edition.
That is not what I can really say, because it's only those ones directing the production that can actually tell whether it will come out now or not. You know, there is always teething problems. A factory that is taking off have to do some little experimentation, though they've done that, but not at this capacity. The first batch of crude has been supplied, and since they've received it, so processing will start. Then mistakes that may come up, they will make mistakes within this period. They will check the refined products. Then their quality assurance group have to be at work to know whether the output immediately is good enough for direct consumption. So all these things within this check period is going to create a lag. So one can not actually tell whether it will come up before the end of the year or is coming up early January. But the major thing is that there is hope. We are expecting, and since we are expecting, the pressure on us, the feeling that we will not have, you can see things are a little bit stable within this period. Fuel scarcity, nobody is even afraid that there will be fuel scarcity again. Even when speculations start coming up that there may not be fuel, you see Nigerians still, we are more relaxed, unlike other years. So it's already rubbing up positively on us.
Well, this is another thing, to start something and then keep up with it. When we talk about the maintenance now, the supply as well, are we sure that the supplies would continue as expected to be able to meet up with the demands of the economy?
Dangote is a businessman, and if he's cut out for business, he wants to make his money, so he will not like to give gaps. That's one. Then again, we should not expect that Dangote will sell to only Nigeria. It's not expected. Remember that transporting crude along the sea path is easier than transporting it inside. So he may as well be selling to the coast, West African coast, countries within the coast. Once he's able to lay pipelines and start supplying people, it will be easier for him to sell and transport within that line than carrying it in batches or in tankers down into the town. It depends on him. We'll watch out and see how he wants to handle the business.
All right, still talking now on the petroleum issue here. You said earlier that it's going to cushion a lot of things, especially the scarcity. Look, the economic structure is going to be well built. Also, IPMAN, that is the Independent Petroleum Market Association of Nigeria, they said they are warning on inflation, especially when the refineries start producing at full capacity. What is your take on this?
Yeah, they are not far from it. What normally causes inflation and what causes sustained inflation in Nigeria is the pressure on money supply and exchange rates. Exchange rate highly this period is orchestrated by the devaluation of our currency, especially by the announcement that there is no gap again between black market and the official rate. So official rate collapsed to black market. As long as exchange rate is going up, inflation will also go up. Then again, if we talk of a production, once they start producing at full capacity, remember that the major source of our foreign exchange is sales of crude. Now it's going to reduce our sales of crude to about 60%. So we are going to lose foreign exchange. We are going to earn by selling those crude. We eventually sell to Dangote. We are not selling to Dangote at dollar price. We are selling to him with naira price. Therefore, earning a foreign exchange will be reduced. Then again, we will also gain a little. By the time Dangote start exporting, once it just start exporting, we will earn a little foreign exchange. But you can't compare it with the other one. Then the issue of inflation, where inflation will come in now, is as sales is on, our source of foreign exchange is limited a little. Then we have not been having enough, not to talk of now. Definitely those ones that are into productions into manufacturing that they actually need to bring in gadgets and goods from outside. The paucity of forex will become an issue. So forex rates will become difficult to manage a little. It will take time. Eventually it will fizzle out, but at the initial stage it will give us that problem. So when a lot of fund now is in the economy, they are selling to Dangote, everything is in Naira, then it will result to a push, a higher quantum of funds in the economy. Supply of money has increased. Inflation may be sustained within. But that is not my fear. The problem is when there is hyperinflation, when prices are jumping up. If it's high and it remains like that, it's not a problem. The economy can still move well. If inflation rate is at 10, let's say at 20, and it remains 20, sustained like that, 20, there is no problem. But where there is problem is 20 today, the next day is 23, the next one 25. Then planning will become very difficult. Everybody will be working on speculation. Industrialists will not be able to settle down. Our budget and budgetary system will be totally affected. In fact, everything, it will result to a collapse. The fear is when there is continuous galloping, then there is a problem. But if it's stable, there is no much problem, because that can also kickstart the system and bring value to the economy.
All right. Now let's shift our attention a bit to the festive period, the hiking price of goods and services in the
Okay, I
market.
think before we go there, I have just one question
All
to
right.
add. As regards to the other refineries, which the president earlier stated that might begin to function as by next year, what is the possibility of these refineries coming alive to the economy? What effect is it going to have on the economy? Is it going to be positive? Are we going to be seeing a little bit of reduction on the aspect of inflation fluctuations?
I think the three major refineries that the government are trying to revamp, the Port Harcourt refinery, the Kaduna refinery, the refinery in Warri refinery. I think there is one, I think LMS also. All these ones, they will be budgeting every year and we've been spending on maintenance. We've not even done 20% capacity. We have not seen value. For government refineries, I don't know until it take off. And once it take off, the government refinery may not be able to give us up to 20% of what is expected. But with that of Dangote too, I think it will add value. The beauty of government refineries is that supply of crude is direct from them. It's easier refining, and at the same time, if it's properly distributed. But the major problem we have with some of these refineries, especially like the one in Kaduna, is creating already a major production issue. The production issue now is that the crude is in down south, the refinery is in the north. So you have to transport crude first, with all the attendant security challenges. At the end, the production in Kaduna refinery may be at a high cost too. Then that of Port Harcourt refinery, if they manage it properly, as long as we start producing, it will give us the assurance that we will have this product readily available. So hike in price as a result of hoarding will no more take place. I think that is a major beauty. Remember, NNPC has been privatized. And also, we are talking of generally privatizing the petroleum sector. They may not be too much different from that of Dangote.
All right. Now, back to what I was saying before Angela came up with that question. Looking at the hike in price of commodities, especially at the festive period, it is majorly narrowed down to scarcity of fuel, especially where we understand that we operate a mono economy like the petroleum industry. Now, the marketers at this point, they came out with a statement to say this is related and this is as a result of the scarcity, low supply of fuel to them.
Okay.
Why NNPCL came out and say, no, that's not it, it's something else. Now, looking at it, most of them said it's a politic thing that is going on and people holding the fuel. You as an economist studying this and understanding that it has been a situation that is occurring over the years, every festive period, we have the same issues. What is your take on it, on your own analysis about the whole issue?
I think with the records available, there is good supply of petroleum products. The batches that are coming within this period, if it's properly regulated, we are not supposed to have scarcity at all. But the problem is proliferation of distribution methods. The hype man that you just mentioned, a lot of filling stations, some of them may have product thinking that it's going to be scarce. They keep their products, especially now that it's now privatized. People can sell any price they like. It's not there's no atom of monopoly in it. So if you feel your environment will buy the price you want to sell, you can sell. But I don't see hiking price of petroleum products now. I don't see it increasing further, especially since we are having the feeling that very soon Dangote products will hit the market. So the pressure we do pass through in the years past may not be the same for now. I think this period will be better. But the issue we are having generally is the generic problem we have in Nigeria as a result of structural changes and at the same time managing fund supply. Recently there was a lot of funds moved to indigent individuals through the local government, through the state government. These funds are just freely doled out without economic value to back it up. Then there is what is called nominal increase in funds in the society. Though it did not get to everybody, at least once there is increase and there is no increase in production, there is going to be a mismatch. Prices will jump up. Let me give an instance. They are talking of pushing funds to micro, nano, small scale industries. I think that one is good. If actually it gets to them, it will kickstart production. But the ones transferred to, say, indigent individuals, they pass through local government, they say they have this social register. Who and who has received? If they receive, what are they going to buy? Has our product in the economy increased? The quantity of garri, did it increase? If the quantity of garri did not increase, and consumers have more money in their hand, the price of garri in the market will go up. At the end, the real value will be the same, or there will be change in the standard of living of the people, but there will be change in prices of goods and services. So the pressure we are having is pressure of managing supply of money and also pressure of managing exchange rates. Those are the hydra problems that we are facing in Nigeria at this particular time. I think it may be sustained over time until we start producing and enhancing our productive capacity. We have been experiencing over time during Yuletide period, the Christmas season, a lot of people coming. A lot of Nigerians will still come around. You know why they come around? Because of devaluation. The little money they have, by the time they come around, they become big men. As per nominally, they see their funds in millions. But what will they buy with it? You see them complain that prices of goods and services are changed. So if you check what you use small money to buy before and what you use a large amount of money to buy now, it is still the same. Meaning that prices has gone up. As they are coming in with their funds, it will cushion the effect of exchange rate a little. But as they are going, that's as they come in now, they need more naira. They want to sell their currencies they come in with. So as they are selling their currency, foreign exchange will be available. For those that want to use to buy, to pay for fees, which is a major consumer of our forex, I mean education, tourism, going out for studies, we pay a lot of money there. This hospital bills to health tourism, we pay a lot of money. So within this period, they will have such funds to do transfers, especially when we have been so choked. The banks, right from the CBN to the commercial banks, they have a lot of demand, a lot of customers that have penned down the quantities of forex they need, but CBN is unable to make provision for it. So we have a large gap to fill. Within this period, it may cushion the effect a little. But from January again, there will be need for those people to go out, and they will be demanding more of that forex. So price of exchange may also jump up a little. But within this period, between now and the end of the year, I don't think there will be much change. Where we expect hike was between November ending to middle of December. That has been the issue. So since it's the difference is not really much between now and end of the year, it may not be that much. But January, we should be expecting a little gap in exchange rates.
That's the little gap. Is it coming for the hike or is coming down?
Hike. Okay. Definitely, it may get wider. Now it's about 1,120 per dollar. It may get up to 1,140 or 150 per dollar from January. From January, there are factors that may affect that. People going back, we need funds. A lot of people want to resume. Students especially, they want to pay their fees over there. Then you have people that need to import some products. They want to start the year. So it will also depend on the budget. All of us have started analyzing, studying the budget. We have seen the budget. We are waiting for the pronouncement, but all of us know what is coming up because the projection is there. We have been taking on analysis on it and looking at the pros and cons of the different aspects of the budget. Just like we are doing that, businessmen are waiting. They will listen to the budget. They will know where funds will be flowing to, so that they will know where to direct their investment. That will affect the source and the use of forex. It will also affect the source and use of other funds. It will give them a sense of direction on what to do in the next year.
Although looking at the budget, do you think it is advantageous to the economy of Nigeria?
Yeah, with the budget plan, I think it's good because there's a little direction. One, to enhance the structure and the nature of training we have. So education has been given a little priority. Then security problem that we've been facing, I think it has been given a little priority too. Then I think those are the major: education and security, if it's fixed. Then again, agriculture. Agriculture, they are looking for one way or the other to enhance agriculture. I think those three are very good. I remember 2 years ago, last year, when we were discussing, I keep on emphasizing that until Nigeria were able to fix our iron and steel industries, we'll be shooting ourselves in the leg if we don't fix it. Our iron and steel industries, I think the major ones, we have the Alaja and the Ajaokuta. These two are to help us to revamp the manufacturing and the industrial sector, and also to bring about development of equipments and implements that we are to use in the agricultural sector. So it's a give and take thing. If the iron and steel industry is developed, Nigerian engineers, those that studied mechanical, electrical, all those forms of engineering, those that want to use those into civil engineering, construction, at least they will have what to use. They will be able to get source from here. We spend a lot of money in importing different types of iron and steel. We spend a lot because an economy where construction is going on without iron and steel, I think it's like pushing the economy, pushing their fund to other economies, thinking that they are developing. Eventually, the infrastructural facilities that will be developed will result to pushing a lot of money outside. I will not be able to easily regain the value.
All right, I remember some times ago you were in the studio with us and we're discussing economy also, talking about the economic situation of Nigeria and also talking about price control. You made mention of it's very hard for you to control what you don't produce.
Yes.
Now, looking at the Dangote refinery being a situated company in Nigeria, is going to be majorly producing in Nigeria. You said the government have 20% stake in the whole thing. I want to know, is there a possibility that government can put a cap on the price and let's have a regular price, let's say a price that is not going to be fluctuating on the production and also the availability with the price of the petroleum being produced? And if there's any way that can be done, is there a way it's going to help improve the economy of Nigeria?
Okay, the government cannot regulate Dangote. That is the first thing. Seriously, government cannot regulate or put fixed price for a private sector. If they want to fix price, then they should subsidize. If you see a producer, you say you want to fix price for his output. Are you going to fix price for his input? You cannot. So if you want to help him, if you want to reduce price, you can either subsidize his input or you subsidize the product. So they cannot control. Again, Nigeria has 20% stake. Dangote has 50. They want to go to market so that other Nigerians can also invest. But the beauty of it is that Dangote is here in Nigeria. We are going to reap a lot of funds in form of taxes from Dangote. Taxes, royalties, is going to be billions that Nigeria is going to get from there. So that will be a plus for us. After all, the refinery is not outside paying to those ones, it's paying to us. It's going to add value. Over time, government can only regulate by a tax incentive. Say, okay, we'll help you. We won't collect a tax for this period. Maybe within this period, produce. Then it will reduce its costs. But if they apply appropriate tax, then Dangote will apply the appropriate tax value, the impact on
maximize profits.
Yes, on the not on the product, and he will give it out. The cost of the product, he will add his own profit. Then you have to buy it like that. So if government want to actually help, they have to help through tax relief. They have to help through injection of funds, through helping to construct rules, or any way that they can do in order to pump money to his system. But in all, again, especially his demand for forex, if they want to help the petroleum sector, they may reduce taxes on importation of gadgets that could be used in the petroleum sector. That will also reduce its cost of production. So government cannot peg. They can't put price ceiling for him. They cannot.
Just before we go, just in a minute, I know we're out of time. What do you think of agricultural production in Nigeria aiding the fluctuating price of food?
Yeah, agricultural production, just like you just mentioned it, the price of food depends on the output from agricultural sector. I was afraid, I was scared when northern leaders made mention that they are going to stop the supply of food to the south. I was skeptical. I was just trying to find out, I hope they will not do it. And I pray they did not implement it. Because if they had, that would have been a serious choking environment for us in Nigeria. It will affect them, and will also affect the south. So helping agriculture will help the entire system. I was discussing with somebody, and he was talking about Ondo State and the production of tomatoes. Ondo State government, they went into investment and all those ones. Those are the things expected. It's expected by now. Local governments should be thinking of how to start generating investment activities relating to agriculture. Once that start coming up, prices will come down. As long as we are only looking for what to eat from the farm, without going to farm to produce in order to supply, then the one in the farm will not be enough. No matter the money we have, we will not buy enough for consumption.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us this morning on this episode.
It's a pleasure to have you in the studio with us.
It's my pleasure too.
Thank you as well, as always, for coming back to Daybreak Africa on KAFTAN Television. And this is where we'll be handing you over to our legal station. To stay tuned while I sign out. See you again next time. I am Angela Daku.
And before I go, I will say Nigeria is a beautiful country. No matter the hyperinflation, whatever it is, we are going to scale through and we'll be fine. And I remain Micheal Obagiri.